In this episode, it's exhausting, but I think I got it all wrapped up. Yeah, so on the corrado, the heat was just coming up too much, and so down here on the engine bay, just where the exhaust would sit, the heat was rising up, like everything was roasting hot. And the more I thought of it, and asking people online, asking a few other mechanics, and they said, yeah, you have to buy some heat wrap and just wrap the exhaust, and just keeps the heat down in the engine bay, because if it builds up too much, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but there's four lines going across. So one is your one is your clutch, and the other three are brakes. And yeah, you don't want to boil them. You start boiling the brake fluid, you'll have no clutch, no brakes. And there's a boot down there for the steering rack, or for the steering itself, and that'll catch fire, and basically everything down there will catch fire. So yeah, time to wrap. Okay guys, so about to start wrapping these. So you can see I have 3 already done. So how do I wrap them? I take my piece like this and I cut a section off. So I just cut off the end there. I use that and I just put it down on the tightest point where the wrap's not going to obviously go underneath anyway. So there's one. I leave my thumb just maybe a quarter of the way down and just move it up. I count that as 1. You put your thumb there, move this up, obviously with 2 hands it's easier, and you go all the way up. So I got to about 15. So anywhere there's a bend, say like quite a severe bend, you count that as 2. So by 2, and then there's 2 up here. So if you get 11, you add 2 on, which is 11, 12, 13, and then 2 more, which would be 15. So you get 15 loops, and you start at the bottom and work your way up. Doesn't really make much difference which way you want to go. It's just visually, if you have them all looking the same, they all look nice. If you're at the top, when you look down, it's like slates on a roof. Like water will naturally just want to keep dripping each way, this way. That's all that. I don't think it makes a difference whether you go up or down. So on the braid itself, you see that's a double one there and a single one there. So you naturally, when you're going up, you want the double one sticking out, so you always loop the single one underneath. And then to actually work out the length of it, so if you know that's 15 runs up, you go in here all the way around and you work out what that length there is. Then you can just fold them back and forth like that, and you just do 15 of these and then cut it off, and then you start up your pipe. So the way I like to start it is you turn it into a triangle. So you put it down like that, you fold it back, so you can see there's like a V just here, and then as you roll that in and around, this piece here will always, the excess bit up here will actually be underneath all of the wrap anyway. And just pull the first 3 really tight, and then after that it should all hold itself. I have wetted it, so the way I like to wet it is the bit that you cut off, roll it up and put it only underneath the top, and then you just run it in twice, turn it around, run it in twice, and just give the outside layer a just quick wet, and that's it. No, don't leave it in overnight or anything like that. So then when you get to the top, this is my first time ever wrapping, so I'm just using zip ties just to hold it while I do it. So that's the first one, second one, third one, and then my 4th one will come all the way up, and then I'll cut all these off and use the metal ties. These are the metal ties that came in the packet. So obviously you have 1 at the bottom and 4 at the top. So the way I'm doing the 4th one is I've worked out which one of these are the tightest, so there's no gap here between these 2. And then the other side, there's also no gap here. So these 3 are the tightest. Right, this one here, there's a good gap underneath. So I'm putting those 3 as just little short ones done. And then this one here, we're going to start about here, work all the way up, covering all 4 pipes. And then at this stage, just wrap around those 2, and then, or these 4, or 3 even, and then this 4th one. And then just singly go on this 4th one all the way up to the end. So I said it's a nice sunny day, so let's work outside. Right, let's have a look at it now all installed. So as you can see, it's very white. So guys, as you can see, it's been on the car now for a while. It's been 2 months since making the original video. And what do I think of it? Well, the reason why I bought the black one, because you wouldn't see the dirt, and if it got a bit hot or whatever, you wouldn't see discolorations. If I'd known that the black was actually just a dye and it was actually white originally, I wouldn't have bothered with the black and would have bought just the white. When I was first driving the car, probably for the first 5 days, there was an awful smell coming off it, and I assume half it was just my fingerprints and just finger oils, that kind of stuff. Any oils that were on the actual exhaust originally were probably being burnt, and the actual dye on the wrap was being burnt as well. There was a very bad smell of fiberglass, that kind of very glassy kind of smell. That was coming off as well, so that wasn't very nice. But since then, it's all been burnt off. There's no smell anymore. So if I was to give any advice to do differently next time, the one advice I'd say is these metal zip ties. Use 2 of them per each runner. Don't use just one. And the second thing is, at the very end, that's underneath the car, use definitely 2 or 3 of them, just all the way around, because if one gets pulled off and one breaks, then the whole wrap will naturally just want to unravel. So that's what I would do definitely next time. They're not expensive, you can buy them either online, or you could ask an electrician, and they also have them in stock. And yeah, the car actually works perfectly, which I'm delighted with. So I've checked the engine bay, and originally, as I said in the first video, the heat was just pouring up here. It's still hot, there's still an exhaust going back there, but you do notice that there is less heat. And the biggest concern I had was my clutch and brake go this way across the very back line there, and I didn't want the heat coming up and actually boiling the brake fluid and the clutch fluid, and maybe not even boiling it, but just heating it up to a extent that it's not as good as it should be. So I think it's definitely a win. It wasn't expensive, it's just a time consuming job, and it had to be done though. So as always, thanks for watching. See you next time. Hey guys, did it, which is hello in Irish. I'm on PayPal and I've set up a PayPal pool account. So if you enjoyed watching these videos and you want to help, you can now give a donation. The link is in the description below. All the funding raised will go towards better camera equipment and working on the video with Corrado projects. Any funding would be absolutely awesome. So thanks for watching. See you next time.